Hey guys, welcome to 16 weeks. I am 16 weeks and 5 days pregnant today, and excuse the way my hair looks today. I've had the craziest day. So I'm going to get started with the last couple days, the last 2 days here, because I have a lot to cover, and sorry if this is going to be a long video, but I have a lot to talk about today. So, yesterday, I felt absolutely horrible. I was super dizzy, lightheaded, I felt like I was going to pass out all day. When I was driving to work, I felt just out of it, it was hard for me to concentrate and to drive. So that kind of scared me and kind of freaked me out a little bit because I just felt really, really off yesterday. So what I ended up doing is I ended up calling my doctor's office, and they have a leave a message line, and the nurse will get back to you. So I left a message with how I was feeling, and then half an hour later, the nurse called me back. And I told her how I was feeling and everything, and she was asking me, are you overheated? Have you been eating? And we just kind of went over everything like that. And she said, well, it's probably, your blood pressure, and about this time, the baby starts to take, more out of you, I guess, because the baby's getting bigger. So it's starting to take a bigger toll on your body. So you really have to start, eating a lot more frequently and making sure that you're drinking enough water. And she was giving me all these tips about protein-rich foods that you can be eating to kind of help stabilize your blood sugar at all times. But she still wanted me to come in and get a blood pressure check. And she wanted me to go in yesterday, and I couldn't because I was so busy at work, and I had 2 meetings in the afternoon, and I just couldn't make the appointment yesterday. So I have one scheduled for today, and then the rest of the day yesterday I was just I would feel a little bit better after I ate, but I was still I was still kind of dizzy and lightheaded the whole day. So I woke up this morning and I was feeling a little bit better. I was still feeling dizzy, and I definitely made sure I ate a bigger breakfast than I did yesterday, because I thought maybe I didn't eat a big enough breakfast yesterday and I just let my blood sugar get way too low. So I made sure I ate kind of a more substantial breakfast, and then I went in for my appointment. And it was just supposed to be a routine visit with, I was meeting with the PA, the physician's assistant, who actually saw last appointment. But I just went in and, they took my weight, and I gained weight. I was 114.8 today. I think last time I was 12.2 or something, so I gained at least 2 pounds, which is really, really good, and I was excited to see that. So they did my weight and my blood pressure. And then the PA came in, and she was talking to me, and she basically said, the same things that the nurses said yesterday on the phone to me, about eating and drinking and make sure you're getting enough food and fluids, and especially with this heat, she said that can really take a bigger toll on your body, so to make sure that you're staying cool and actually more hydrated in the weather. And then my blood pressure was on the low side, but it's usually low anyway, so she said, I think it was 98 over 70 or something like that. So she said there really isn't anything they can do for low blood pressure in pregnancy, as long as it's kind of still somewhat normal. And she said basically just to do everything that they talked about, and if it gets worse, then that's something to address later on, but to right now kind of to just basically deal with it. So I was okay, and she was going to order me blood work. She wanted me to do a CBC just to check my iron to make sure I wasn't anemic or anything. So she's well, before I go, I'm just going to do the Doppler really quick, just to look at the baby's heartbeat while you're here. So I was really excited for that. So I was kind of hoping maybe they would at my appointment. So she tried for 15 minutes to find the heartbeat. And she wasn't getting annoyed, but she was just very intent on finding the heartbeat. And she was everywhere on there, trying to find it. And she was making jokes. She's I'm probably chasing your little baby around, and it's probably so active in there, and I just can't find it. So she wasn't able to find the heartbeat on the Doppler, which made me extremely nervous. And the whole time that they're doing the Doppler, you're nervous and just waiting to hear the heartbeat. But she's okay, well, I can't find it. She's either it could be it's way too active and I just can't pinpoint where it is, or it's just right by where your aorta is, and the sound of your heartbeat is muffling out the sound of the baby's. So she's I'm gonna send you to sonogram just to check and make sure everything's okay. At this point, I am freaking out. I was okay, we'll do a sonogram. So what my office had, they do everything in the same office, so I had to go back out into the waiting room and wait for that sonogram. which I was waiting. It wasn't like super long. It was like 15 minutes, but I was like just trying to hold it together. And I was there all by myself. My husband was at work, and I just went in by myself because I thought I was just getting my blood pressure checked. So I'm like in the waiting room, just trying to like deep breathe and just telling myself like it just has to be okay. Like it just has to. Like that's the only like outcome that I was thinking. It just has to be okay. And like I was like talking to the baby, like, you know, in my head, like telling it like it better be okay in there and everything. And like my eyes were getting all teary eyed, and like I was determined I wasn't gonna cry in the waiting room. So they took me back to the sonogram, and she like instantly, you know, she puts the thing on your stomach, and right away on the screen you could see the baby and the baby's heartbeat. So she's like, well, it's there and everything looks great. And I was like, oh, and I could breathe. I mean, that was like, it was like the scariest 15 minutes of my entire life. Actually, more like half an hour, because it was scary when she was like doing the Doppler and we couldn't hear the heartbeat. So that was like so scary, like the scariest that I've like, the scariest I've ever been ever. It was just like, it was horrible waiting for that. And it was funny, well, not funny, but just to mention that the sonogram tech, as she's like doing the scan on my stomach, was saying, she's like, yeah, I was really, really nervous when I brought you back because you're so tiny. She's like, usually with like, you know, bigger women, that's when we have the harder time finding the heartbeat. She's like, but you're so tiny. She's like, when I saw you, I got really, really scared for you. But she's like, but everything's okay now, so you can like breathe. I'm like, thank God. That was just really scary. So I asked her, because I had, this video is going to be so long, I'm sorry. I told her that I had my anatomy and gender scan scheduled for, what is it, the 23rd, in like a week and a half. And I was like, is there any way you can just like do the anatomy scan now? She's like, yeah. She's like, I can try. She said, you're still kind of early, so I might not be able to see everything and to get proper measurements and everything, but I can definitely try so you don't have to come back. I'm like, fantastic. Because I didn't want to like just waste, you know, like a sonogram. I mean, that's like, you know, money that we have to pay and everything, and like I was there already, so might as well just like try to see what we could. So she's doing measurements and everything, and she accidentally said what the baby was, the gender. She said, you know, it, but she didn't say it, she said the gender, is really moving in there. And I'm like, so you can tell the gender? And she's like, yeah, here's its, or here's the baby's. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you just told me what the gender was. Like, she didn't even ask me if I wanted to find out. So I was like really, really excited to find out what it was, but at the same time, my husband wasn't there, and I was like really, really sad that like he wasn't there to like experience it at the same time with me. So that was like exciting for me to find out, but I was actually kind of bummed, like, oh, we weren't supposed to find out this way. But I was excited anyway. So all the measurements she did, they were perfect. Everything was right on track. Baby's measuring great. And I got pictures, which I will insert a picture either here or at the end of the baby, what the baby looks like. I'm not going to reveal in this video what the gender is, because I really wanted to get people's guesses what you guys think it is before I reveal. Plus I want to do like a special gender reveal video. So I want your guesses on what you think the baby is, because I think that would be fun to kind of guess. See what you guys think the baby is. So what I ended up doing, after the scan and everything, she couldn't see the spine, so I have to go back, still at my like regularly scheduled sonogram, for them to see the spine, and then they can like check me off for the anatomy scan or something. So I still have to go back, and then also just to confirm the gender again, because it was so early. And she was pretty certain with what the gender was. She was pretty certain that it was what it is. It's so hard for me not to say what it is. So yeah, that was like a really, really stressful day for me and exciting. I ended up calling my husband afterwards. I like texted him in the waiting room, like in between, or like waiting for my sonogram, and kind of texted him and told him what was going on. And he's like, you know, update me as soon as you know anything. So I ended up calling him right after and telling him everything was okay, and I asked if he could meet me for lunch. I told him like I knew what the gender was, and I wanted to tell him in person. So we got to meet for lunch, which was nice, and you know, we were looking at the pictures together, and I told him what it was, and it was special. We were both like really, really excited. So that kind of blows our whole gender reveal party, because like I wanted to tell. It was just like a shock to me that we found out today, and I wasn't expecting it. So like I ended up calling my mom, and like I texted like a couple of like my girlfriends, and we ended up calling our mother-in-law and told her. So I don't think we're gonna do the gender reveal anymore, which is kind of sad, but we're still really happy to know anyway. So that was my drama for the week, and I hope that never happens again. And this little baby has scared me twice, and it just needs to stop scaring me. So yeah, now we're going to go into pregnancy-related things. I'm going to try to keep this short. Same thing really as every week, just with this week, with the symptoms, just feeling like dizziness. That definitely started yesterday. Dizziness, lightheaded, kind of like foggy feeling, I guess, in my mind. So definitely trying to eat. I need to eat at least every 2 hours, just like a snack, something to put in there so my blood sugar doesn't drop. But other than that, I've been feeling pretty good. A little bit more tired this week than last week, I think, because I had a 4-day weekend with my husband. We were doing, for 4th of July, we were doing something constant, like every day. We were so busy visiting, like, friends and family who were from out of town and going to, like, picnics, and we were doing stuff. Like, we, went to the beach one day, and we were just doing so much stuff. I think I just got, like, overly tired, so I've been trying to keep it, or, like, just keep it easy this week, I guess. But feeling good still. Those were really my only symptoms, just kind of like the whole blood pressure, lightheaded issue was the main thing of this week. Cravings and food aversions, nothing really, just trying to eat. Cheese is still really awesome. Cheese and really veggies, cheese and veggies. That's what I want. So there's like a thing, if you guys want to guess what the baby is, and definitely craving like veggies and cheese. What else? That is really like it for this week. Nothing other like pregnancy updates to update you on, other than like my big news that I found out today. So that was really, really exciting. So I guess that's really it for this week. I forgot to mention in the beginning that the baby is in between the size of an avocado and a turnip. I don't think I've ever even seen what a turnip looks like. So that's the size of the baby this week. And that's really it for this week. If you guys have any really cute ideas on what, like a video you think I should do for the gender reveal video, like any cute way that we can like announce it or something, let me know, because I'm not feeling at all creative and I want to do something fun for that video. So again, I would like to hear your guesses on what you think the baby is, and suggestions for creative ways to announce the gender. So I'll go ahead now and show you my belly shot. Okay guys, here's week 16 belly. I definitely think it's on the move here, but there it is from the side with the shirt on there. And from the front you can kind of see, and then from the side again. But definitely exciting that I'm gaining weight and that I can see like a change every week in my stomach. But there it is with the shirt off. Definitely growing, and I feel like I'm low. I don't know. Do you guys think that my bump is low? Let me know what you guys think. So yay. That is it for this week, guys, and I will see you soon sometime with our gender reveal video. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.